The world of young Sheldon has always found a way to weave heartwarming and heartbreaking moments together. As fans tuned in for Georgie and Mandy's wedding, they were met with an unexpected yet deeply moving surprise. The return of George Sr., despite his tragic fate in the Big Bang Theory universe. His presence in this pivotal episode was nothing short of an emotional gut punch. It left fans wondering, will George Sr. return again? And what does his reappearance mean for the show moving forward? The show's executive producer, EP, has weighed in, offering some insight into whether this is a one-time event or if we might see more of Sheldon's father in the future. A wedding and a ghost from the past. Georgie and Mandy's wedding was meant to be a joyous occasion, a moment of celebration amid the chaos that often surrounds the Cooper family. Yet the show didn't miss the opportunity to add an emotional layer by bringing back George Sr. in a way that tugged at the audience's heartstrings. Whether through a flashback, a dream sequence, or an unseen moment from the past, his presence was a stark reminder of the impact he had on his family, even after his death. The emotional weight of George Sr.'s return wasn't just felt by the viewers. It resonated deeply with the characters, especially Georgie, who has often struggled with stepping into adulthood while carrying the legacy of his father. His wedding was a milestone that George Sr. never got to witness in real time, making his return even more poignant. For Sheldon, seeing his father again, even in a non-literal way, might have stirred memories he had long buried under his scientific mindset. How George Sr.'s presence shaped the episode. The episode didn't just use George Sr.'s return as a nostalgic gimmick. Instead, it served as a crucial storytelling device to explore themes of loss, memory, and moving forward. His presence reminded viewers of the complicated yet loving father he was, a man whose imperfections often overshadowed his deep care for his family. Throughout young Sheldon, George Sr. has been portrayed as a more nuanced character compared to the version we heard about in The Big Bang Theory. While Sheldon's past descriptions painted him as neglectful and flawed, young Sheldon has shown a more balanced perspective, one where George Sr. was trying his best, even if he didn't always succeed. This emotional return further cemented the idea that while his time was cut short, his influence never truly left. For Georgie, the return of his father in this moment could symbolize his own transition into fatherhood and marriage. He's stepping into the role of a husband and a parent, two things George Sr. also struggled with. The wedding was a chance for Georgie to acknowledge his father's influence while also forging his own path. What the executive producer had to say. After the episode aired, speculation ran wild about whether this was a one-time appearance or if George Sr. might return in some form again. The show's executive producer was quick to address fan questions, hinting that while this particular moment was significant, it doesn't necessarily mean George Sr. will become a recurring presence. There are always ways to bring back characters in meaningful ways, the EP shared. George Sr. was such a foundational part of the Cooper family, and his impact is still felt. That being said, we wanted this moment to feel special, not like something we'd overuse. This statement suggests that while George Sr.'s return was crafted to enhance this specific episode's emotional weight, it doesn't rule out future appearances if the story calls for it. However, it also confirms that the show is cautious about overplaying this element, ensuring that when George Sr. does return, it's for a compelling reason rather than mere fan service. Could this open the door for more unexpected returns? With young Sheldon nearing its final stretch, the reappearance of George Sr. raises another question. Could other long-lost characters make a return? While George Sr. is one of the most impactful figures to revisit, the show has other characters whose past appearances could add depth to the narrative.